Welcome, students. Are you now ready to receive your missions? Ready your pens and papers and let's begin. Your mission. Understand heat as an energy being transferred from one object to another. Determine the condition for heat transfer and the direction on how heat transfers. And lastly, learn the different methods of heat transfer. First off, let us determine what is heat. Heat is a form of energy transferred from one object to another. It is also called thermal energy in transit. Once heat is absorbed, it stops and can no longer be called heat. It may again become thermal energy and can be transferred to other forms. Heat transfer is related to the change in temperature or the hotness or coldness of an object. There are three ways on how you can measure temperature: Celsius, Fahrenheit, or Kelvin. In this setup, you have water at different temperature. Water inside the metal can, which is the red one, and cold water inside the styrofoam cup, which is the blue one. In which direction do you think will heat flow? Heat flows from areas of higher temperature to areas of lower temperature. When the two objects after some time reaches the same temperature, this means that the heat stops flowing or transferring. Let us now discover the different methods of heat transfer. A teaspoon placed in a cup of hot tea feels hot after a few minutes. A pot of boiling water, when touched, is so hot it causes burns. These two examples involve heat transfer called conduction. Conduction is due to the vibration and collision of molecules in an object without any motion of the object itself. How does a wire placed on top of a flame becomes hot? The molecules of the wire near the flame becomes more energetic, causing nearby molecules to become energetic too, thereby transferring heat to them. Remember, heat flows from high to lower temperature. For conduction to occur, objects must be in contact with each other. Objects that conduct heat quickly are known as conductors. Those who conduct heat poorly are known as insulators. The second type of heat transfer is called convection, which occurs in liquids and gases. The heated liquid or gas moves, carrying its energy along and transfers it to some place in the liquid or gas. In this method, you can see the direction in which heat flows. The heated liquid at the bottom rises to the top, while the colder liquid at the top sinks to the bottom. Then, when the liquid at the bottom becomes hotter and the liquid at the top becomes colder, it will again rise, and it will again sinks. The same concept also applies to the direction of the breeze. This method is also the driving force that dictates our weather. Warm air rises, cold air sinks. This is called the convection current. We have been learning about the different methods of heat transfer. You have known the conduction, which occurs when the two objects are in contact with each other, and that the materials itself does not move. While in convection, the hotter material rises while the colder material sinks. What about the other one? Can heat also travel even without direct contact or without the material itself? If we stay under the sun for a while, do we not feel warm? How does heat from a very distant object reach us? This third method is called radiation. Radiation also occurs in light bulbs and in burning fires. To summarize, heat is energy in transit. Heat flows from hotter object to colder object. And the three ways on how you can transfer heat are called conduction, convection, and radiation. In conduction, materials need to be in contact. In convection, warm fluid rises and colder fluid sinks. And in radiation, heat travels together with light. Your assignment. After watching this video, you need to read the accompanying materials given to you and then answer the worksheet. If you have any questions, just look for the teacher.